Let's rip into December.
Here's what's coming up.
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. The actress that's in this movie is from Sucker Punch.
So it's not tied to like Disney whatsoever.
No, it's from the Cannes Film Festival. It's actually generated more negative reviews than positive reviews.
New Year's Eve. These multiple storylines.
Yeah, another multiple storyline. I'll tell you who's in it. Jessica Biel, Ashton Kutcher, Sarah Jessica Parker. Various stories about singles meeting up somehow on New Year's Eve. So the next movie on our list is The Sitter. We all know Jonah Hill from movies like Superbad.
Again, doing his own thing. I think this is his first time he's really taken his own big role. He's had a lot of small roles, like Night in the Museum 2, small role.
The Night Guard. Comedy. It's about a college student who's kind of a lazy
butt.
Yeah. And he needs a job. And so what happens is someone offers him a sitting job. And then, of course, there's a girl involved.
So the trailer to me is really good up to a point, and then it just goes to when that girl comes in, and then it's like, oh, could be where it goes down. But at the very end of the trailer, it's like, oh, it's really exciting again, so it might pick up. The young adult. Now, I think we're doing this one mainly because someone's been called Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson is in it. Charlize Theron is also in it, about a writer who gets divorced and goes back to her hometown in Minnesota, I think, to rekindle her romance.
Yeah, love story, basically through and through drama. I haven't actually heard a lot of hype on this one.
Another movie that's coming out is Sherlock Holmes. We know who's in this movie. We know it's Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law.
Jude Law, yeah. So the first one was actually okay. I was satisfied with it. But this one here, I don't know if it really catches my attention.
This one, I don't know if it'll be slower. I remember the last one being slower. I think this one might be more action. That wasn't Sir
Arthur Conan Doyle?
Yeah, that Ding Dong, what was his name?
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the writer.
Alright, next one is one that's been in the Europe market for a little while. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Mara Rooney, she's in it. I don't know who she is, but she's in it. Daniel Craig's in it.
Someone we know who that is.
The biggest disappointment for me is these movies have already been made.
Yep.
They are foreign language films. I actually suggest to see the foreign language films. To be honest, even though I haven't seen this and maybe it's not giving it a chance.
A lot of people read the book, so I guess they get the idea.
Yeah, if you've read the book,
I don't know if it really kindles like a holiday thing, but whatever, it comes out now anyway.
Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. Mm-hmm. It looks very interesting. Jeremy Renner, he's in
Thor, he's in Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker, that's the biggest one you'll recognize him from.
That's the biggest one.
Oh, and he's also in SWAT. This movie is about the Kremlin gets attacked and pretty much gets blown up. Mission Impossible team gets disavowed, and they're trying to figure out who set them up. Because in Mission Impossible, they're always being set up by somebody. This seems a bit different.
This one, yeah, it does. It kind of has more, I don't know, something to it. More action.
The next movie is
Adventures of TinTin. I guess because I look like TinTin. We do one for you. We do one for me. Tit and tat. All right.
The Adventures of TinTin. If you're
at any grabs from the old.
Yeah, you're going from the old cartoon. You're just it's kind of like, obviously Tintin is this guy who's trying to figure stuff out. He's trying to solve the latest case.
He's not necessarily a detective, but he wants to be.
The next movie is about a zoo, and basically it's about a couple. Yeah.
We bought a zoo, not about a zoo.
It's that interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the actors in it: Scarlett Johansson, Matt Damon. A couple buys a zoo, and they're getting it fixed up.
A father-daughter movie too, so it kind of touches on that kind of heartstring for the holiday seasons. Yeah. So
it's a holiday movie.
It's, I think, going to be more of like a sadder holiday movie, though. Not necessarily always upbeat. It'll probably end in an upbeat, but it seems like it's going to play on heartstrings for a good portion of it. Things at the very end of this month: Warhorse.
Well, war movies always interest me, and this movie is interesting in the fact that it's about a boy and his horse, but his horse gets put into the cavalry in World War I, and although he's too young, he enlists early to find this horse. Drama war movies, so there might not be as much war as you expect, but it might.
I think it might be like background noises, the war, but overall, I think straight up drama movie. All right, it's that time. So we got to pick our movies that we want to see this month. And unlike last month, in the month of November, I can say there are movies now that I can pick. So I'll go off on this one first because I'm so excited that I have movies to pick again. I'd like to pick The Sitter. I think it's going to be a pretty good comedy piece. Pretty much an obvious one for those of you who know me as an action junkie. Mission Impossible. Giving this one because I think it's going to rekindle my going back and watching the other Mission Impossibles. So I think HMV is going to see a little bit more in their sales from me anyway. last one but not least, Adventures of Tintin. I'm picking that obviously because I've been told so many times I look like Tintin.
On to my pick. My first pick is also The Sitter. I think it could be really funny. I'm just looking for a good comedy that's going to make me laugh that, is going to be cleaner than some of the comedies. The next movie I want to see as well is Mission Impossible. Like we talked earlier, I just think it's got a new feel to it. It looks like it'll be something different. Looks like there'll be a lot more action in it.
Let's hope we're not fooled.
Yeah. Last and not least, my last pick is Sherlock Holmes, and I picked it just because it looks like it might be a decent action flick.
Well, so I guess that's what we have to pick. Stay tuned. We'll come back with more reviews, at least on the ones that we picked, hopefully, and we'll let you know what they're like.
Let me think.
That's right. You bet.